video, and today we're going to be talking about Monday Night Raw, the Raw before WrestleMania. First off, I am excited to start talking about Raw again. I'm sorry. Even though I took a week off, I just felt like a week before. But whatever. We're gonna talk about Raw. Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar. I'm gonna be real with you guys, straight up. I need Oba to beat Brock Lesnar badly. I need him to retire him. Not just because Oba is just fire, and how crazy would it be for Oba Femi to, in his debut at WrestleMania, to beat Brock Lesnar, the guy I'm sure many people compared him to. Imagine him winning. Like, straight up, no gimmicks, no external forces trying to make it like, interferences of any type of sort, but him straight up outmanning him. I need to see that. I do. First, and I think that first promo, where not the first promo, the promo where they had to separate them to the point where that's the reason why they're not gonna have face to face anymore. Even before then, I was sold. So I just need Oba to smash him. There's nothing else to discuss. There's nothing else to say. Of course, Oba went in and did his thing on that microphone. Who is shocked? Not me. I need more opportunities for that, but I'm here for it. Charlotte Flair had a match with Lyra Valkyria, which, to be honest, I did not expect Lyra to win. I didn't expect Lyra to take that dub. I, for real, will always root for Lyra, but it was looking a little fishy for her. I ain't gonna lie. It was looking a little scary. Just because y'all already know how that match was going. Like, it was not looking like it was going to turn up in her favor, but it did. And to be honest, other than, Lash and Nia retaining, the Bellas winning, Lyra and Bailey are my third choice. They're my third choice, and to be honest, I think they will be a nice touch to the division for them to win. Because I don't know how far they're willing to go into Lash and Nia currently. Like, because we all know that there's going to be a betrayal in there, but I don't know when they're going to do it. I don't know if they're even going to. What if they change their mind and they don't do a betrayal? But seeing the fact that these two are big, both have big personalities, and they both have been against each other once, it's easy to see that most likely be in their future. So if they're trying to make that go on sooner rather than later, give it to my girls after the Bellas. Give it to Lyra and Bailey. Bailey has been getting the short end of the stick. I mean, she was screwed out of her opportunity last year at Mania. So why not have her finally go into Mania with Lyra and actually get those tag team titles? Honestly, Lyra, her record looking good currently, so who knows what's gonna happen. I'm always gonna root for her. The Usos at LA Knight, I like them as a pair. I truly do. It's gonna be crazy for LA once the Bloodline get back together. I'm not saying they're gonna get back together, but I'm just not saying that they're not going to get back together. But when that happens, bro is going to be hurt. He's gonna be hurt, because he was like, if y'all run a game again, I can't. He gonna be hurt. Now, the MFTs coming on Raw, it just felt right. It felt right. It felt nice. I don't know, do a draft. I know we didn't do a draft 2025, but why not do a draft? I love the family reunion. It was cute. It was nice. But the MFTs, they look like they might not have another family member. They took the L, which makes me scared, considering the fact you normally, whenever you take a dub or things look good for you before Mania, all hell's gonna break loose for you at Mania. But those are just tropes that could or could not happen, and I'm always gonna look hopeful. I think that Speed being in the WrestleMania is kind of nice. So, who knows? What if getting a dub makes him want to actually pursue wrestling? I wouldn't hate that. I wouldn't. But I don't like seeing the Usos lose. And they went back to main event-ish, but instead of saying it's just me, Us, they saying it's just us, Us. And I understand that they want to, have the crowd have something they are familiar to. But what happened to their song, the Uso song? Like, that also had the same type of cadence. It was basically, It's Just Me, Uso is basically a remix of their original song. I don't know why they didn't just go with playing that song instead. I am at a loss, because they could have even remixed it. I don't know. They could have remixed it. I don't know why they went the hard way of making them have a new song and then everybody hating that new song, so they scrapping it and doing it. I wasn't in the booth, so I'm gonna leave it to the professionals. This is a good happy medium. I don't know if anybody's gonna have any more complaints after that one, but it is what it is. Seth Rollins and Gunther they didn't have a face-to-face really. Technically, I don't know how you would consider that, but Gunther gave us the reason of, hey, he felt, I'm gonna paraphrase, he felt overlooked. He felt like, if you think he was the baddest, you should have actually fought the baddest. And it's getting, it's personal, because everybody else got a partner for Mania. Why not let out my grievances? Because it is true, Seth Rollins, instead of actually trying to honor his stance of being the best by trying to fight the best, he fell in line with freaking Paul Heyman. But Seth made a great point that Gunther may have saved Paul just to get a favor down the line. Gunther with a Paul Heyman favor? I wouldn't mind that. That wouldn't be too crazy. Now, he don't need to be Gunther's advocate at all. I don't need to see that. That would be horrible, actually. Like, it wouldn't be horrible, but Gunther is good on his own. He does not need it. It doesn't add a specific type of, another form of aura. At the most, I could see Gunther with a crew, with a stable, with a faction, but that's about it. I don't need him with Paul Heyman. Honestly, I think a lot of us could take a break from a Paul Heyman advocate, unless they decide to make Paul Heyman an advocate for a women's wrestler. Like Jay Cargill brought up that you want to work with Paul Heyman. That wouldn't be crazy. But for the men, we're good. No hate on Paul Heyman, but I think that just because of circumstances and how good he is, a lot of times it's like, we seen Paul Heyman, and I'm cool with it not being like that. I'm cool with not being like that. That's no shade to Paul. It's no shade to Paul, because honestly, he has to be the GOAT, really, of being an advocate, being a valet. He has to be one of the best, if not the best. Stephanie McCurry and Liv Morgan, hey, I'm ready for Mania. They've been throwing haymakers. They've been having such a hatred for one another. I'm ready for Mania. I don't have a specific person that I want to win. I'm gonna let y'all know. Thursday, but I'm ready. The girls are ready to fight, and I know it's gonna be special because of how much they seem to even already trust each other. So I'm here for it. I think all the women are honestly gonna show out, because I just have this inkling, like, they've got a fire under their belly, especially because, this is another year they were not granted the opportunity of having the main event. I know every year they're going to try to be the match of the night, which honestly, with the card, it's hard to tell who is going to be the match of the night. Now, Io Sky had a match between Kairi Sane, and Kairi won. Honestly, that was a shock to me, but hey, big ups to Kairi. I need Asuka and Io to have their match. And honestly, they should have been on the card for Mania, but I need them to have their match, because the whole interferences and everything, it's about time for us to really see who really about that. It's time for us to see who really the best. It's time for us to see if the master falls to the student, or if the student is better than the master. Because it's just, I'm ready. I'm impatient and I'm ready. I think that the interferences, that the involvement that EO has had on the whole Jade and Rhea makes a lot of sense, and I'm never going to say it doesn't, but those are the type of things you do when you don't have a feud set for somebody already. EO has something to do. EO could be working on that, so I would like to see that. That's just my truth. That's how I'm gonna say it. And I know a lot of people might disagree. Jade, though, she called EO. A lot of girls ain't catching the other girls, but Jade, she got EO, and that was good to see. Cause child, them girls be that close to be hitting the ground. They be that close. Like what? One of my favorite tropes for WWE wrestling is when they have, whenever there's a multi-man match, when they have the opponents team up or face each other before that PLE. That is what happened with the tag team match of Dragon Lee and Javon Evans versus Rusev and JD McDonough. Perfect pairings. But I know come Mania, they are going to come with that same energy, but times 100, considering the fact that it is no disqualifications, with ladders, a title. I just know. And then Rey Mysterio and Penta are going to be in that match. I just know it's going to go crazy. Rusev, I don't need to see him anywhere near that title, because he was trying to be all big and bad after losing. So come Mania, I need my picks to win. Or someone needs to retain. That's not really what I want, but hey, Rusev, as long as it's not anybody but Rusev. Now, the main event, which was kind of, it was a response to Roman basically having a promo at the beginning of the night saying, hey, you're a liar, you're a hypocrite to CM Punk, and having clips, evidence. I think that a lot of people didn't like the promo. I liked it. I think it was a nice touch, and it could have been for before and after the feud. I think a lot of people I saw on internet talking about, like, it could have been they could have waited. But truth be told, can you really truly see either of these men the Monday right after losing, them saying, hey, I was just jealous of you? No, you only say that when you are puffed up with some type of ego, when you feel like you're either retaining, when you feel like you're gonna win. Those are the only time you're gonna lay everything down to somebody you hate. Everything Punk said was honestly truth, and I think a lot of people were saying last week that no, the Roman fans were lying about saying Punk was lying or being a hypocrite. But no, Roman pulled up the receipts, because we were there. And truth be told, throughout this whole feud, I was so excited, but I also think that there were certain things off limit for Roman. But then Punk had more of a landscape to say whatever, because of the fact that there's just a lot of things you could say. But I also think, this is my personal opinion, CM Punk, I like you. I do. I think CM Punk got a little lazy. I think he was a little lazy to be in it, because he kind of relied on people, there being a small majority of people that still disliked Roman, that still didn't acknowledge him, that still didn't recognize him for what he did. But that was not what happened. And instead, he came with things people have already said, things that weren't new, things that weren't revolutionary, things that just wasn't. I think CM Punk can go in harder than what he did, and that is the only part of the whole feud, and only the things that I didn't like about their back and forths. But also, like, I kind of was like, why are you saying that all these things? I was wondering why Punk was saying all these things about Roman, but then when I really thought about it, those two were just acknowledging each other, because at the end of the day, no matter how their personal feelings were involved, you can't deny facts. And that is exactly what that was. That was acknowledging each other and being like, okay, you good, you okay, but I'm gonna beat you, I'm gonna retain. And I think they needed that. They did. it's kind of healing considering the whole history that they both had. But I am excited for that to be over. I am. But thank you for watching. You guys let me know how you felt about Raw. What are some highlights? What are you most excited for come Mania? And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.